what's going on with you and Pacquiao? Are we gonna see it?
I mean, we hope so. Still holding our, crossing our fingers for it. It's not there yet. It hasn't happened. It hasn't gotten done. We've been going back and forth. He's got a lot of people on his team, and some give me one answer, some give me another answer, and it's complicated. I've had a few proposals, but nothing exciting. Nothing as exciting for me to sign. Good, decent proposals, respectable offers. But when we start working the real details, they're quite not there. A few things are lacking, and it just hasn't happened. So if it doesn't happen within the next few weeks, then I'm probably ready to move on and try to search for another opponent for my next upcoming fight.
Who's gonna be the next opponent?
I mean, we'll see who's available. It depends on who's available for the time frame. Late July, early August. Weight class, 140, 147. So we'll see who's available. Like I said, I'm still hoping that we can get something done so we can get in the ring with Pacquiao. I think that's a perfect matchup. I love that fight. I think he also likes it. I keep hearing everybody from his team that Manny likes the fight. But when it comes to the financials, it's where things get a little complicated.
So 140, you're in a great shape. You lost a lot of weight. Yeah. How's it going training?
We're good. I'm staying in shape so that when I do have my official date, I can really hit the gym and be 100% focused on the fight and not worry so much about the weight. Last year, sure, I wasn't working out. I was not training. I gained a lot of weight. But I mean, I think a lot of people gained a lot of weight last year. So,
right?
Not so bad. But I'm back. I'm training. I'm active, which is what matters the most.
You said 140. Next weekend, Jose Ramirez fighting Josh Taylor.
I think it's a great matchup for Jose and Josh. For two champions, fighting each other and unifying all the belts. It doesn't happen often in boxing. So I give props to both, especially obviously in this time of age where a lot of politics, a lot of networks and differences keep those fights from happening. So much respect to both. But of course I gotta support my boy Jose, who's in great shape. He's done a tremendous job in camp. He's ready for Saturday night. We'll see what happens. I think if the fight, depending on how the fight goes, what are their plans? Maybe Jose decides to move up in weight class after winning and defending the titles of fighter two, or maybe he just decides to move up right away, or if something happens where he vacates a title and maybe I can come down and fight for the title. We'll see what happens. I gotta wait for that first. That has to play out itself. So in the meantime, I can still fight at 47 a fight, or come down to 40 for an interesting fight. There's names out there. I'm sure there's names we can get an exciting matchup. But I do have to wait to see what happens with Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor.
There is exciting fighter that just moved up to 140, Gervonta Tank Davis. Would you fight Gervonta?
He's got his fight with Barrios next. That's a very good matchup. It's not going to be an easy night, an easy match for Tank. I think Tank's a terrific fighter, but moving up to 140, fighting a big guy like Barrios is not an easy task. So if things go well on his end and that's an available fight, sure, I'll entertain that offer. I can probably maybe get a fight with him. But same thing with Barrios. This is a great opportunity for Barrios to really get his name out there and show everybody what he's made of. And he's already an interim champion for a reason. He's a terrific fighter. I've trained with him. I know him. He's terrific. So that's also a matchup, that could possibly happen. If Barrios wins, then maybe that's an opportunity for me too. So there are other names there. Tank being one of them, biggest names out there. I think that could also be exciting. We're cool with Tank, so we haven't discussed any fights. We've never discussed a possible fight with him. We have to let time decide,
So 140. Teofimo Lopez is too big for 135. We all know he is going to move up soon. So you and Teofimo, is it possible?
I mean, he's fighting at 35. He says he might move to 40 soon, from what I heard. He is a big lightweight, so he'll definitely be at 40, within a few fights. That could be a very entertaining matchup for me too. If he is not involved with top rank, that could make things easier. It would facilitate things. As long as he's with top rank, that's always going to be a little more complicated. but he is able to do things on his own and dictate, the fights that he wants, then for sure that'd be a fight that I would definitely wanna be part of.
They did one fight deal with Triller, right? Or how does it
Yeah,
work? I'm not sure.
Triller won the rights to his next fight through the purse bid. Sanctioning bodies had a purse bid. Any promoter gets to bid on it. Triller won the rights. I don't know if they're gonna go back to Top Rank and negotiate something, or maybe just maybe break away by his contract. I have no clue. So we have to wait to see what happens with that.
Well, maybe Mikey Garcia gonna fight Teofimo Lopez. You can't make 135 anymore.
I wouldn't do 135 right now. I think 140 would be the most ideal weight for me. Like I said, 47 in the meantime, but eventually probably 140 again.